The trumpet. Whether it's in jazz, concert, marching, or orchestra, the trumpet is a staple instrument that is required in almost any ensemble it's played in. Today, we'll be covering three important factors about it: its long and actually complex history, its even more complex design, and the many, many big and important people that play it. Now, to start off with, the trumpet has origins from long, long ago, ancient prehistory, in fact, where people would make primitive horns using things like hollowed out animal horns and conch shells. Uh, that's what was used for the main form of instrument for a long time until about 3,000 years ago when the natural trumpet was invented, which is a simple instrument consisting of only three parts: a mouthpiece, lead pipe, and bell, that made a very simple array of sounds. Now, the oldest of these is found in the tomb of King Tutankhamun, uh, hereby referred to as King Tut, in ancient Egypt. These were also simple uh, natural trumpets consisting of, again, a mouthpiece, lead pipe, and bell. Now, unfortunately, since they took them out of these out of the tomb of King Tut, they suffer the Pharaoh's curse. Uh, Horns like these back then were used in simple calls for civil, religious, and military purposes. Things like tearing down camp, building camp, signal alarm, things like that. Now, the actual trumpet was invented in the early 1800s, uh, with a very similar design to what it is today. Uh, it consists of three valves that, when depressed, make the instrument longer and can therefore produce a wider array of sounds to the instrument. Now, of course, it has a lot of related instruments as well, like the flugelhorn, which produces a much softer sound compared to the trumpet. Uh, the cornet, which is a smaller version of the trumpet, but produce a pretty much this exact same sound, except, again, it's much smaller. And then finally, the piccolo trumpet, which is much higher pitched and very, very tiny, as in very, very tiny. Uh, Next up is the bugle, which is a modern version of a natural trumpet. It's used mainly in military calls nowadays, but it has very few niche other uses. On to influential figures. A big one is Louis Armstrong, which is a person who was an influential figure post World War II in what was called the Harlem Renaissance of jazz. A man who played aside him was a man named Miles Davis, also part of the uh, also part of the Harlem Renaissance. And nowadays, the modern equivalent of these two, Wynton Marsalis, another huge jazz player. There are also lots more other trumpet players, obviously. I'm one of them. A few of these more small time, but still pretty influential figures is Willie Murillo, a jazz trumpeter who is actually going to be coming here to play here AL next Thursday, March 21st, along with the AL Jazz Band. Accompanying him will be Mr. Matt, our band director, and an alumni currently going to UNO, Daxon Kindred. Again, this will be on the 21st of March. I hope all of you attend. And that concludes the history of the trumpet. Thank you all for watching, as we covered the three big key factors to it: its long history, its intuitive design, yet complex design and its many cousins and a lot of influential figures in the jazz band world. Thank you all for being here. Have a nice day.